Have you ever wondered how NFL teams make money and why teams like the Chiefs are worth less than teams that often miss the playoffs? How can the Cowboys be the most valuable NFL franchise and they haven't even been to the Super Bowl in 29 years? As the 2024 NFL season starts, I thought it would be interesting to learn more about how NFL teams make money and if it's possible for the average fan to maybe own a part of their team. NFL team valuations have skyrocketed over the years, with many franchises exceeding billions of dollars. The dynamics between why certain teams are valued more than others stems from factors like market size, team performance, the brand strength, stadium revenues, and the ownership structure. In this detailed analysis, we'll explore specific teams such as why the Dallas Cowboys and Los Angeles Rams are more valuable than others, how teams generate their income, and the broader financial performance of owning an NFL team as an investment. Let's dive into why certain teams are more valuable than others. Number one is market size and the fan base. Market size is one of the most significant factors in the valuation of NFL teams. Teams located in large cities like New York, LA, Dallas tend to command higher values because they can reach a broader fan base, which makes sense. This translates into more significant revenue opportunities. The Dallas Cowboys, they're worth a staggering $11 billion, $3 billion more than the other teams in the NFL, according to the CNBC's official 2024 NFL team valuations. Located in one of the largest media markets in the country and boasting a nationwide following, the Cowboys have built a brand that extends far beyond their local market. Their value is driven by merchandise sales, media rights, sponsorships, and at a level unmatched by other teams. The number two factor is team success and championships. While market size is important, consistent success on the field can further boost a team's value. Makes sense. The Kansas City Chiefs, for example, have seen their value rise substantially in the recent years thanks to their playoff runs and Super Bowl wins. Successful teams attract more fans, sell more merchandise, and secure better sponsorship deals. Winning also increases demand for the tickets and allows teams to charge premium prices for everything from season tickets to concessions. A third factor in a team's valuation is the stadium ownership and revenue. Stadium ownership and the associated revenue streams that are critical for these teams. Teams like the Dallas Cowboys, who own their stadiums or operating rights, have multiple revenue sources that extend far beyond just the game days. Stadiums serve as venues for concerts, events, and other sports, providing year-round income. Additionally, these teams can secure lucrative naming rights deals, and other sponsorship agreements for their stadiums also see a higher valuation. The Cowboys' AT&T Stadium, for example, is a massive revenue generator, bringing in hundreds of millions of dollars annually through various events and partnerships. In contrast, teams like the Los Angeles Chargers share their stadium with other teams, such as the Los Angeles Rams, which limits their ability to maximize the additional revenue streams. While both teams are based in one of the largest media markets, the Rams have been able to command higher valuations in part because of their ownership and revenue control over SoFi Stadium. The Rams get about 85% of the stadium's revenue from luxury suites and sponsorships, as well as all the revenue from non-NFL events, according to people familiar with the matter. That leaves about 15% of suite and sponsorship revenue for the Chargers, and no money from non-NFL events. That means, for example, when a pop star like Taylor Swift sold out 6 nights at SoFi Stadium in August of 2023 during her Eras tour, the Chargers got no piece of that pie. The mega tour was a boon for several NFL teams last year. A person familiar with the matter told CNBC that a particular stop on the Eras tour netted $4 million in revenue per show for just hosting at that stadium. A fourth factor is the brand strength. A team's brand plays a significant role in their valuation. Teams with a strong, recognizable brand sell merchandise at a higher rate and command a much more lucrative sponsorship deals. The Dallas Cowboys, again, are a prime example of a team with a strong brand, often referred to as America's team. Even during periods of on-field mediocrity, the Cowboys maintain high valuations because of their brand recognition. In contrast, smaller market teams or those that don't have the national following, like the Jacksonville Jaguars, struggle to match the value of a larger, more established franchise like the Cowboys. Another interesting factor that plays into the role of valuation of NFL teams is their ownership structure. Most teams are privately owned by billionaires or investment groups, but one notable exception is the Green Bay Packers, a publicly owned franchise. The The Packers operate in one of the smallest markets in the NFL, yet they are among the most valuable franchises due to their unique ownership structure, community engagement, and consistent success. The Packers sell stock to their fans. Through these shares, they have no monetary value or dividends, but the sense of ownership drives a deep connection between the team and their supporters and fans. This helps the team maintain a strong revenue stream, even in a smaller market. The Packers have had 6 stock offerings, which kicked off in 1923 and last in 2021, resulting in more than 5.2 million outstanding shares owned by more than 538,000 people, according to the team's 2024 media guide. Now let's dive into how NFL teams generate revenue. NFL teams generate revenue through various streams, all of which contribute to the overall value. The 4 primary revenue sources are media rights, sponsorships, ticket sales, and merchandise sales. The Cowboys generated $1.2 billion in revenue in 2023, nearly $400 million more than the Los Angeles Rams, who were second in the league in revenue, according to the CNBC rankings. The Cowboys are the most profitable in the NFL as well, posting an EBITDA of $550 million last year, $300 million more than the New England Patriots, which were the second most profitable NFL team according to CNBC's list. The most significant source of revenue for NFL teams comes from the league's lucrative media rights deals. The NFL has long-term contracts which major broadcast networks like CBS, Fox, NBC, ESPN, they pay billions of dollars for the rights to broadcast NFL games. These revenues are shared equally among the 32 teams, ensuring that even small market teams benefit from the immense popularity of the league as a whole. The media rights deals are so valuable that even a team with a poor on-field performance can still generate substantial income each year. Another significant revenue source is sponsorship deals. Companies pay millions to have their brand associated with NFL teams, and the more popular and successful the team is, the more lucrative these deals can become. The Dallas Cowboys, with their massive fan base and extensive national reach, command some of the most lucrative sponsorship deals in the league. Sponsorship agreements have been a big boon to the Cowboys, and this year the franchise could hit $250 million in sponsorship revenue, at least $50 million more than any other team, according to people familiar with the team's finances. Teams also benefit from stadium naming rights, with companies paying for the privilege of attaching their name and their brand to a team's home venue like SoFi Stadium. Now let's talk about ticket sales and premium seating. Ticket sales, especially for teams in high demand, provide substantial income streams. Teams like the Green Bay Packers and Kansas City Chiefs have waiting lists for season tickets that stretch for years, allowing them to charge premium prices. Additionally, teams can generate extra revenue through luxury suites and club seating, which are often sold to corporate clients at a premium. Teams with newer stadiums or teams that consistently perform well on the field tend to do better in this regard. Merchandise sales are another vital source of revenue, especially for teams with a national following. Teams with iconic logos such as the Cowboys or the Packers sell millions of dollars in branded apparel, helping to drive overall revenue. Merchandise sales can fluctuate based on a team's success, though, but the most popular teams, this remains a pretty steady source of income year after year. In addition to ticket sales, teams that own their stadiums can generate additional revenue from events like concerts, college football games, and other sporting events. For example, pop star Taylor Swift performed at several NFL stadiums last year as part of her blockbuster Eras tour, including Los Angeles' SoFi Stadium, Tampa Bay's Raymond James Stadium, New England's Gillette Stadium, and Philadelphia's Lincoln Financial Field. One Eras tour stop netted $4 million in revenue per show for the hosting stadium, according to people familiar with the matter, who spoke on a condition of anonymity, obviously. The Dolphins' Hard Rock Stadium, also another Eras tour stop, raked in more than $30 million last year from college football games, soccer matches, concerts, festivals, and tennis matches, and it could double that this year, according to people familiar with that matter. Now let's talk about NFL teams as an investment. Owning an NFL team has proven to be one of the best investments in the sports world. The rising valuations of franchises driven by consistent revenue streams and the league's growing popularity have provided massive returns for owners. Across the past 10 NFL teams to be sold, 7 of the 10 outperformed the S&P 500 on a percentage gain basis in the period since the sale. The Washington Commanders and my Denver Broncos, number 13 and 14 on CNBC's 2024 team valuations list, they respectively underperformed broader market gains and notably were sold within the past 2 years. The Miami Dolphins, number 8 on CNBC's list, also lagged the S&P 500, but last were sold in 2009 when the stock market was emerging from the bottom after getting pummeled during the financial crisis. The escalation in football team values is largely the result of the league's massive and growing media deals. For example, Jerry Jones bought the Dallas Cowboys in 1989 for $150 million. Today, the team is worth over $11 billion, making it one of the most valuable sports franchises in the world. This level of appreciation is not unique to the Cowboys. Nearly every NFL team has seen its value increase dramatically, with the average value of the NFL's 32 franchises at $6.5 billion, according to CNBC's official NFL team valuations of 2024. One of the reasons why owning an NFL team is such a sound investment is the league's steady revenue streams. The NFL's media rights deals, which are among the richest in all of sports, provide a guaranteed income for all teams, regardless of their performance on the field. The league's revenue sharing model ensures that even small market teams can still remain profitable. The NFL's current television agreements with Comcast, Disney, Paramount, and Fox, which began last season, are worth an average of $9.2 billion a year, and that's 85% more than the previous deals. Add in the streaming deals with YouTube for NFL Sunday Ticket and Amazon Prime for Thursday Night Football, and the NFL is guaranteed an average of $12.4 billion a year through 2032. Almost double the $6.48 billion a year it collected during its previous media rights cycle. As mentioned earlier, the 32 teams share the national media deal revenue evenly, along with money from league-wide sponsorship and licensing deals, and 34% of gate receipts. In 2023, $13.68 billion, or 67% of the NFL's $20 billion in revenue, was shared equally. The limited number of NFL teams, currently 32, also contributes to their high valuations. There are only so many NFL teams, and they rarely come up for sale. But when they do, demand from billionaires and investment groups is high, which drives up the price. The limited supply combined with the league's popularity creates a situation where the NFL teams are almost guaranteed to appreciate and value over time. Owning an NFL team also comes with significant tax benefits. For example, team owners can take advantage of depreciation rules, which allow them to write off the value of a player's contract as a depreciating asset. This significantly reduces the amount of taxable income for a team, further increasing the profitability of owning that franchise. NFL team valuations are driven by a variety of factors, including market size, team success, brand strength, and stadium ownership. Teams like the Dallas Cowboys, LA Rams, and the Kansas City Chiefs are among the most valuable in the league due to their large fan bases, consistent on-field success, and control over those revenue-generating stadiums. As investments, NFL teams have provided incredible returns, with the value of franchises appreciating dramatically over the past few decades. The league's steady revenue streams, limited supply of teams, tax benefits that make owning an NFL franchise one of the most attractive investments in the sports world. Whether through direct ownership or public models like the Green Bay Packers, the profitability and rising valuations of NFL teams, they're set to continue into the future for sure. The rise in NFL team values explain why private equity firms are chomping at the bit to invest in the league. For several years now, the Major League Baseball, the National Association of Basketball, or the NBA, the National Hockey League, and Major League Soccer have all permitted institutional investors to buy limited partner stakes in teams. European soccer leagues such as the English Premier League have also. The NFL followed suit just last week. The league owners voted to allow a select group of private equity firms to take up to 10% stakes in NFL franchises. If you've ever wanted to call yourself an owner of a professional sports franchise, then you need to watch this video next. I break down how anyone can invest in professional sports teams, including the NFL, NBA, NHL, and much more. You'd be surprised how affordable and simple it can be to have a stake, it might be a small one, in a pro sports franchise. Have a great day. Thanks for coming and watching the video. We'll see you next time.